In the early 16th century, as kingdoms rose and fell across Central Asia, one man began writing a story unlike any other. Not a royal degree, not a military report, but a diary, raw, intimate, and astonishingly honest. This man was Zahir-ud-din Muhammad Babur, the founder of the Mughal Empire. His memoir, the Baburnama, is not just a chronicle of battles and conquest. It's the voice of a young prince searching for identity, purpose, and destiny in a world torn by ambition and war. Through his own words, we enter a world of breathtaking landscapes, fierce rivalry, poetic reflections, and the birth of a dynasty that will shape the history of South Asia for centuries. Today, we dive into the page of this extraordinary text to uncover the human behind the emperor and the empire behind the legend. This is Baburnama, the epic memoirs of an empire's founder. To understand the Baburnama, we must first understand the man behind it. Babur was born in 1483 in the Iraqi city of Andijan in the Fergana Valley of the present-day Uzbekistan. He was a descendant of two legendary conquerors, Timur on his father's side and Genghis Khan on his mother's. From birth, destiny places a crown on his head, yet nothing about his path will be easy. At just 12 years old, Babur inherited a fragile kingdom, surrounded by enemies far more powerful than he was. Rival princes chased him from one fortress to another, allies turned as traitors, entire cities slipped from his grasp, but even in defeat, Babur refused to vanish into history. He was more than a warrior, he was a poet, a diarist, an observer of life. In the Baburnama, he writes about the scent of flowers, the shape of mountains, the taste of fruits, the behavior of people, and the rhythm of the world around him. Through his own eyes, we see not only the rise of an emperor, but the journey of a human being, restless, ambitious, sensitive, and relentless. The Baburnama, at first glance, it seemed like a simple autobiography, but in reality, it's one of the most remarkable personal narratives ever written by a ruler. The Baburnama, literally the Book of Babur, is Babur's own diary, composed in Chagtai Turkish. And unlike many royal chronicles, it wasn't crafted to glorify him or justify his actions. It was written with honesty, clarity, and at times surprising vulnerability. Babur began writing these memoirs during his early years as a struggling young prince. He continued to add them through his life, on campaign, in moments of exile, during victories, and even in moments of deep self-doubt. The Baburnama is both a battlefield companion and a personal confession. In its page, Babur chronicles his life, his political struggles and alliance, the land he crossed, the battle and narrow escapes, his love of awe and nature, and his vivid portraits of cities from Samarkand and Kabul to Hindustan, its people and its wonders. But the most striking part is Babur's honesty. He writes about his regrets, his failure, his loneliness, and his longing for the homeland he lost. In many ways, the Baburnama is not just a story of an emperor rising to power, it's a story of a man trying to make sense of his place in a constantly changing world. It gives us a raw, unfiltered look into the mind of a conqueror who, despite wielding armies, still wrote with the sensitivity of a poet. Among all the royal memoirs in the world, the Baburnama stands apart. What makes it truly unique is above all its honesty. Unlike most rulers who reshape their lives to appear flawless, Babur does the opposite. He openly admits his mistake, misjudgment, and even his fear. He writes candidly about defeat, longing, and the emotional weight of the leadership. Such a level of self-reflection is almost unheard of in imperial literature. Equally remarkable for its style, Babur writes with clarity and elegance that feels strikingly modern. His descriptions are vivid, at times poetic, at times brutally direct. When he depicts a battle, the dust rising from the horses feels almost tangible. When he describes a garden, the fragrance of the flowers seems to drift off the page. His sharp eye for detail transforms the Baburnama into a living world rather than a distant historical text. The Baburnama is not a merely political chronicle, it's a travel journal, a naturalist notebook, a cultural encyclopedia, and a personal diary. Babur records weather patterns, the food he tasted, social customs, languages, wildlife, architecture, and landscape across Central Asia, Afghanistan, and India. Few rulers have ever documented the world with such a breadth and curiosity. Through the Baburnama, the reader encounters the human behind the emperor, a man torn between nostalgia for his lost homeland and ambition for the new destiny. Capable of great violence yet also of profound sensitivity. He conquered kingdoms but also paused to write about the beauty of a bird, a garden, or a sunset. Through Babur's precise observation of cities, landscapes, customs, and nature, we gain an irrepressible record of Central Asia and the early 16th century life. Scholars across field still rely on his word to reconstruct that world. The Baburnama anchors the origin of the Mughal Empire. Babur's reflections illuminate the birth of a dynasty that will shape South Asia for centuries. Without his memoir, a crucial chapter of the global history will remain incomplete. But above all, the Baburnama matters because it's profoundly human. Babur writes not only as a conqueror, but as a man filled with doubt, wonder, nostalgia, and curiosity. In the end, the Baburnama is more than a historical document. It's a literary masterpiece, a window into lost worlds, and the inmate confession of a ruler who chose to record not just his triumph, but his soul. For centuries, the Baburnama known mainly within Central Asia, Afghanistan, and the Mughal world. It circulated in handwritten manuscript, treasured by scholars, noble, and imperial libraries, but virtually unknown in Europe. The turning point came during the 18th and 19th centuries when British scholars working in India began to explore the literary heritage of the Mughal Empire. Among the manuscripts preserved in the royal collection, they encounter a text unlike anything they have ever seen, the personal memoir of an empire's founder, written in elegant Chagatai Turkish. The first major breakthrough happened when Western Orientalists produced early translation and studies, realizing the Baburnama's immense historical value. In the early 19th century, scholars such as William Erskine helped introduce Babur's world to European readers through research and partial translation. But the Baburnama's true entry into Western scholarship came with a complete, meticulous English translation by Annette Beveridge in the early 20th century. Her work opened the door for historians, linguists, and general readers to experience Babur's voice directly, without intermediaries. From that moment on, the Baburnama was no longer just an imperial manuscript, it became a global historical treasure. Its discovery in the West reshaped the understanding of Central Asian history, the origin of the Mughal Empire, and the extraordinary life of a man who regarded it all. The Baburnama is more than a chronicle of battles and conquest. It's the intimate voice of a man who lived, dreamed, and reflected 500 years ago. Through its page, we witness the birth of a Mughal empire, explore vanished lands, and connect with a human mind full of ambition, doubt, and wonder. By preserving his doubts, his observation, and his soul, Babu left behind a work that transcends time, a masterpiece of history, literature, and humanity. The Baburnama reminds us that even in the midst of an empire and power, the personal, the honest, and the reflective can endure forever. This is the story of Babu and the legacy of his unforgettable memoir. Hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the extraordinary world of the Baburnama. If you love exploring history and literature with us, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, keep curious, keep exploring, and keep wondering about the stories that shape our world.